Millions marched in Paris on Sunday in solidarity with France, and for many world leaders, it was a photo op too good to pass up. Reporters Without Borders has called some of these leaders predators because their press freedom records are, well, pretty crappy. Hypocritical much? You decide. Jordan's King Abdullah and his wife Queen Rania must have gotten temporary amnesia when it comes to their own country's abysmal press freedom ranking. The country has blocked more than 260 websites, can put you behind bars for 3 years for insulting the king, and has used anti-terrorism laws to imprison journalists. Guess free speech is cool as long as it happens in someone else's country. Turkish Prime Minister Ahmed Davutoglu also managed to squeeze in, even though Turkish authorities fired or forced the resignations of almost 60 journalists who covered the Occupy Gezi protests back in 2013. Oh, and Turkey also blocked Twitter and YouTube in the lead-up to the 2014 elections. Then there's Egypt, which has consistently ranked as one of the top 10 deadliest countries in the world to be a journalist. But that didn't stop Egypt's foreign minister Sameh Shoukry from showing up in Paris. Arab media outlets reported he was at the march, even though we can't find any photos of him there. Think he remembered that Egypt jailed more than 200 journalists in 2014, including 3 of our own colleagues? Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was also reportedly in Paris, but MIA from any pictures. I don't know what's currently worse, Russia's free speech record or its tanking ruble. The government has cracked down on political activist and anti-corruption blogger Alexei Navalny, sparking protests in his name. And at least 20 journalists have been murdered since Vladimir Putin first became president in 2000. Oh, and did we mention a law banning so-called gay propaganda? Doesn't quite sound like free speech, does it? When you think press freedom, you probably think Bahrain. What? You don't? Bahrain's foreign minister Khalid bin Ahmed Al Khalifa and Prince Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa represented the country in Paris. But Reporters Without Borders ranked the kingdom 163 out of 180 for press freedom, in part because of the government's ongoing crackdown on anyone critical of the monarchy. Protests have actually been going on for 4 years. Finally, an unlikely duo from the embattled Holy Land: Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Netanyahu literally crashed the march after French President Francois Hollande actually asked him not to come. But the bigger faux pas here is Netanyahu's hypocrisy, because just this past summer, at least 7 journalists were killed on his watch during Israel's bombardment of the Gaza Strip. The Israeli army has even acknowledged it targeted journalists and media buildings in the past. Meanwhile, Abbas marched too, even though journalists back home have been imprisoned for supposedly insulting him. In fact, only 30% of the Palestinian public say people in the West Bank can criticize the Palestinian Authority without fear. But hey, does your dirty laundry back home really matter as long as you look principled on the international stage? As they say in French, oui.